And welcome. This is a Masculine Geek Rogue Saturday evening broadcast, and probably, let me think, yeah, the first ever solo broadcast. Let's get some music in the background. We're going to do a little bit of painting tonight, I think. Let's bring that volume down. There we go. All right. I've been working on this one for a while. This is just hanging out and painting and talking and interacting with the chat, as it were. So, working on this owlbear. Got the base colors down. Let me get the chat up and running on my phone so I can see what's going on. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can mute this. All right. There we go. That's not working the way I want. See if we can mute this. All right. I'm having technical difficulties. Why is this not? Alright, try to mute this. There we go. Let's see if this actually works this way. Alright, now I can see the chat. Good evening. So, as I was saying, this owlbear I've been working on for a while. We've done these painting sessions before with both Robert Kuzland and Rollo and myself. I'm going to go over here and continue painting this. Get out my detail brush. I still have to fix his left claw. To repaint that with the brown. I need to do under and around his eyelids, his tongue, and his hind foot claws need to be painted. And from there I can shift to the wash. Alright, so let's go with the brown first. I think that's good. Shake this up a little bit. Get it on the wet palette. Let's bring this volume down a little bit. There we go. Hey, what's up, Christian? Good to see you in the chat. I'm doing this damn owlbear, finishing him up. I sort of fucked up his left arm, his claw. I didn't bring out the owlbear brown. I did not bring out that as far as it needed to go. So you can see he's got too much light color on there. What are you up to tonight? I was playing D&D earlier with my buddies around the table. It's nice to have friends you can game with around the table live. I mean, don't get me wrong, our live stream D&D games are cool, but nothing beats sitting around with your buddies playing around the table. And the music you're hearing is from it's actual official Dungeons & Dragons music from the Red Steel box set from the mid-90s. This one's called Into the Dungeon. Alright, so do this fresh coat over his feathered claw. Gonna bring it down to a certain area. I'll eventually blend it all together. I'll keep this Into the Dungeon music, background music on for a while, and then I'll switch it up. Some good hard to reach areas. Shit. You're learning to make a 3D sculpt on your iPad. Wow, that sounds incredibly nerdy and fucking cool. What, I know nothing about that. What program are you using? Sounds pretty badass. Let's see. Some more paint there. The background paint that I'm painting over with this brown may require more than one coat. We'll see. And I can touch up over here too now that I have the brown out. Thank God for this magnifying light that I have. I may need the magnifier later for other smaller paints. Let's see. Oh, I can do that one too. I fucked up there. Fix that. Nomad Sculpt. It's actually pretty easy if you know some Blender. I don't even know what Blender is either. You're talking to a noob. Just get in that little crevice there. It looks pretty good. It's a little bit better. Oh. Let's do the rocks that he's standing on as well. Let's touch that up there. Let's bring the brown down on his ankle a little farther than I originally had. And right there too. That's good. Shit. I forgot my water cup and my paper towels to clean this off. I'll have to get up and get that in a minute. Let's just touch up his head here. Since I have the brown here. Might as well make the best of it. Since I'm doing the black around his eye, I may have to keep this brown handy. As I was saying earlier, I was playing D&D around the table. Nothing quite having your friends around you while you're tabletop gaming. Brings me back to my youth. Back in the mid to late 80s. When I first got involved with D&D. Let's fix his eye there. And a little bit over here on his claw. I fucked up earlier. That looks pretty good. Alright, I got some gray from his chest on the brown, so I can touch up that on his chest. This is working out nicely. I'm gonna have to get the gray out too, shit. So he's looking pretty good. Base coat. And I'll break out the ink wash tonight, I think, after I do more of the detail work. All right, let me go grab that water. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get something different here. This one's called Suspense. And my water cup. All right, I don't need my glasses. Let's make sure this water cup is out of the way, or I'll spill that shit right quick. All right. So we got the brown. That'll last for a while. It's on the wet palette. It's called a wet palette. That'll preserve the paint that I'm using. As long as I have it covered, it'll last for about 48 hours if I come back to it the next day, or I need to. All right. So let's work on the black talons on his hind feet. I already got his forearms, as it were. Where is the black? Abyssal black. Let's move that over here, away from the brown. Some of the excess off. Cover that up. And let's get to it. I shall start. Oh, actually, I missed the back end of this one talon on his forearm. Let's take care of that right quick. There we go. And I missed some spots over here. Some of these hard to reach places are going to be interesting. I may need the magnifier, we'll see. I may have to go back and touch up some spots if I get them too far over. Okay. Looks like that's one talon down. Oh, wait a minute. There's a spot there. Let me balance my one finger, the base of the owlbear. There we go. Cool. All right, let's flip them around. Do the opposite one. Like I was saying, once I'm done here, I'll hit them with an ink wash. And then maybe if I'm not too tired and it's dried sufficiently, I'll go ahead and do some dry brushing. Bring out some of the highlights. Alright, getting in here is going to be a pain in the ass. That's not too bad. Well, welcome to everyone who's watching, all 4 of you. Feel free to ask me anything in the chat that you want. I find that I can strangely focus better answering questions if my hands are busy. I like working on something and talking. That one's got to be redone with that lighter brown. I'll blend that later. Alright. Almost done this one foot. These talons are a pain in the ass. Let's see if we can get in there without messing it up. There we go. Yes. Very cool. Oh, let me clean up this line here. Let's see if I can get in here and work the angle from this side. It'll be a touch-up for sure. Definitely not as easy as it looks, but fun nonetheless. I got his 1 foot right here taken care of. So let's go over to his right foot. And then since I already have the black out, I can work on his eyelids. I think when I apply the wash, it'll help some of the transition points between colors. You know what? I think I'll make a tweet about what I'm doing. I never really sent out a tweet. Regarding my going live. Let's see, this is going to be fun. All right. Go ahead and tweet this out. Twitter. There we go. Cool. Go back to the live chat. Flip that around so I can fucking see. Hey, Bacon. No, I don't do happy little trees here. Fuck them trees. I'm continuing the happy little owlbear. Let's bring him around. Alright, I've got... Oh, that talon back there is going to be a fucking bitch. Alright, let's see. It's going to take some interesting maneuvering. Fuck. Get this goddamn light. You son of a bitch. Alright, it's kind of working out alright. Oh, shit. Sorta, kinda. No, I gotta go on the opposite. Shit. Alright. I'll do the best I can. No, I fucked up the rock. Got black on the rock. No worries. Go back and clean that up later. Important thing is getting these talons as much painted as I can with the black color. I can go back with the gray and touch up the rocks. Alright, I'm not sure where that came from. I gotta fix that. Find little spots that I missed last time I painted. Come back and touch it up. Alright, that's a hair. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Alright, he's getting there. So it looks like the talon base coats come out pretty good. A few over paintings of his feet. Go back and fix that later. Alright, now since I have the black still here, pardon me, I can attempt his eyelids. Might need a thinner brush, we'll see. Alright, so let's do this. I forget what number brush this is. This might be a 000, I'm not sure. Trick is to not put too much paint on the tip of the brush. Alright, it's not too bad. Too bad at all. Definitely need a washer to blend it all together. That looks like a... it's kind of cool. You can see that. Autofocus on this webcam is not the best. Alright, let's go on this side here and see what we can do. Go over the brown a little bit, just a nice thin line for his eye, his eyelid. Just a little bit of paint. Yeah, I like that. That came out pretty good. Alright, let me touch up his eyebrow. A little thicker with the black. Cool. Touch up his beak. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do next, base color wise? Well, I go by the chart. It does come with a chart for colors. Just getting back into painting after years of not doing it. So here we've got Fire Nude Orange and Pixie Dust Pink for the tongue. Let's do the Fire Nude Orange for his eye, and then I can, since I have the black, I can add in his pupil. Alrighty. What am I painting, Bacon? That would be kind of cool, actually. I didn't think of that. Thank you for the inspiration. I will have to get a bear mini, D&D mini, like a werebear or some shit. I am painting an owl bear. As you may have recalled from last time I was painting this with Robert and Rollo. I'm still continuing with it. Most of the base colors are on. Sort of a bear-like body covered in feathers with an owl head. It's kind of menacing looking. All right, so let's do the Fire Nude Orange and do his eyes. Let's shake this up because this has been sitting around for a while. That's right. Hello to everyone in the chat. All 4 of you. Oh, we need a little bit of Fire Nude Orange. Not too much. There's not much surface area for his eyes. Let's get this. Let's get a point on this brush. And what you're listening to is official D&D music, instrumental titled Suspense. This Fire Nude Orange is more yellow than it is orange, I have to admit. It's still cool nonetheless. A little bit watery. I don't think I shook it up enough, but I can always put 2 coats on. Let's make sure I don't cover up the black on his eyelid. Let's get that in there. Yeah, I think 2 coats are going to be in order. I'm going to try to get a point on this. There we go, that's better. Let's get this a little darker. What are you up to tonight, Bacon? Got his eye. You can see that. Oh, you can make your own figures, huh? Is that something you can link up with a 3D printer? I think that would be cool. Although, to be honest with you, I don't have time to print 3D figures. I would, to be honest with you, I'd just commission you to do figures for me. You definitely have the music locked down pretty good. In case anyone is interested, which I hope you are, all of our opening instrumental lately for Masculine Geek has been custom made by Mr. Christian Soto. Goes by Mage Wolf. What are the numbers on your Instagram handle, Mage Wolf, Christian? I forget. Let the chat know. I like to promote your work. It's really good. Come on, I'm going to need... It's smearing a little bit. It's a little too watery. I'm going to have to do... Yeah, I'm doing 2 coats on this one. I have to get a finer brush to touch up the detail around the eyeball. Maybe blend in some more black. This fucking iPhone keeps timing out. Governor Megatron, what's up, brother? It's just nothing is just. All right, I understand what you're saying. You just tacked on 1, 2, 3 to you appended 1, 2, 3 to the end of it. That's cool. That should be easy for my old mind to remember now. So it's Mage_Wolf 1, 2, 3. A resin printer. That's cool. A friend of mine purchased one this past Christmas, and he brought it into work and has been doing some stuff. But he's a lazy fucker, so it's just been sitting there. I'd get him to do D&D figures, but it might take forever. Maybe if I pay him. Money talks and bullshit walks, so maybe I'll just pay him. But I'd rather pay you as well, so. When you get your resin printer, you'll let me know. And I'll have you do all my D&D. Oh, you fucker. I overshot that. I have to go back and fix that. I'll have you do all my D&D figures. I know Rollo was saying there's a website, and I used to know the URL, but they were doing resin printing of all the iconic Dungeon Master Monster Manual and Fiend Folio monsters from TSR, the TSR days, like all the iconic monsters. All right, I'm just gonna have to go back and touch all this shit up later. But I think I should have shaken this up more because this is smearing. All right, let me let that dry. Vince, the D&D mini Bob Ross. No, if anyone wants to come in and talk and chat while I'm doing this, I have no problem hosting you. I find that I like talking while my hands are busy painting. Oh, there's 7 of you. How are you? If you haven't hit that fucking like button, for what it's worth, go ahead and do it. Share this if you think anyone would be interested. Like, subscribe, all that fun shit that YouTube likes to have on their content creators. Well, that's looking pretty good. It's going to be kind of hard to see. The lighting is very bad. I don't know if you can see the yellow of his eyes. Maybe you can. He's getting there. So that's the base coat for his eyes. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then do one more pass. And then I'll break out the Pixie Dust Pink. It's a rather gay name, but we're going to do that anyway. And get his tongue. After that, we'll let that dry. I'll do any kind of touch-ups that I need to do and maybe fix his feet a little bit down near the black talons. And then we'll do a wash. It's been a while since I've fucked around with washes. I do have a commercial wash. Where is it? It's called Shadow Wash. I'll use a broader brush and then basically paint down, wash the entire figure with the shadow wash. It is such that, well, I used to make my own washes with ink and water. So what happens is, as it dries, the actual pigment settles into the crevices where shadows might be, hence the name shadow wash. And that gives it some depth. And you go back and dry brush, which I can also use this as a dry brusher, and bring out the highlights where the light might fall on angles and raised, like the tips and top parts of the feathers. I'll dry brush those to make those pop. So you'll have the dry brushing on the raised areas of the figure, and then the wash settling into the crevices, such as it is. And that's how you bring to life your figure. All right, let his eyes dry for a little bit. If anyone wants to stop in, let me know. I'll send you the link. Beat the hell out of this brush. Well, they're not they're not large enough to beat the way you might think I would, right? But I am washing them around in here. Let's get the paint off. This is like a lukewarm water. I do have a tendency, you're not supposed to, it's not good practice to get paint all the way up by the root of the brush. And I find it very difficult, especially on these smaller tips. The tip fucking counts. These smaller tips to get have the paint not hit that. So it's a major faux pas, but oh, fuck it. It's kind of like twirl that around and get a point. I'll let that dry. I'm going to take a sip of my local red wine called the Brusca from Valenzano Winery. Pardon me whilst I cough. What else is new? Let's check our handy dandy chart for this owlbear. Pretty much most of the base coating is done. I gotta do, like I said, I gotta do his pink tongue, and then try not to make him cross-eyed when I do the pupils, and then that'll be finished. And then we can work on the wash and the dry brushing. We'll see how badly I fuck that up. Sure, Amos. Let me don't do me any favors, you son of a bitch. Let me let me invite you. Anyone else wants an invite, let me know. Christian, if you want to come on. Invite. Copy to clipboard. Where is Amos? There is Amos. There you go, Amos. Check your Twitter. Pardon me. It's almost dry, then I can continue with the eye. I remember when I first started painting, figures I received back in 84, 85, Raoul Partha and Grenadier miniatures. They were made out of lead back at that point in time. Just before activist parents got involved. I don't think any child was actually chewing on a lead figurine enough to warrant making a law against producing them. However, people are retarded, and apparently a squeaky wheel gets the grease. So they didn't make them with lead. I mean, that was the original way to do them. So I kind of like that just for the nostalgic value. In many cases, the molds were indistinct. They weren't as crisp as the now produced resin and plastic figurines. What's up, Tempest? So the resin's okay, and like I have small, like this one I'll be doing next. This is called a hook horror. This is an iconic D&D monster. He'll be like a purplish black, and I have these Zorns. It's a three-legged, three-armed, three-eyed. You can't see it, but there's little clear eyes around its body, and one big fucking maw, one mouth. All right, Amos, I sent you a link. Where the fuck are you? All right, let me redo these eyes. So back when I was... There he is. So back when I was painting in the early mid-90s, it would take me like a figure. I was doing the adventure figures, and I do monsters occasionally, and I've shown them on other broadcasts. But figures of this size, with varying detail, could take up to 6 to 8 hours to complete. And then again, I was pretty slow. Speaking of slow, what's up, Amos?
Well, you know, $20 is $20.
As Aaron would say, yes.
Yeah.
That's one of my better memes. I'm very proud of that one.
Just
So
give
how
me
you
that
doing?
discount on the membership this month. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll refund you $10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, not so
the
much.
new site's going to be pretty cool. Oh, yeah, another. Okay, so how's your weekend going in general? Just kind of like lazy.
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 I'm actually flying out to Milwaukee tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know. It's
What are you doing out there? Is like private or just business or pleasure?
training for the new job.
Oh, okay.
So Wisconsin has a very developed network of people compared to Minnesota. So they have me go out there doing some work in the field. Basically, the whole way is I fly out there, pick up a rental car, and then kind of hop my way back west, I should say, from Milwaukee back to the Minnesota border. Drop off my car at the Minneapolis airport, pick up my car, come home.
Jesus Christ! What an ordeal! All for training.
Yeah, it's nice when the organization you work for has that much money to throw at you.
I was gonna say they're paying for it, right?
They're paying for every bit of it. Hotels, all my food, all my expenses. Obviously, the rental car, the flight.
Yeah.
Keeping the gas full, all that stuff.
Nice. That's cool. And you'll be out there for how long?
Until Thursday night. So Sunday night, fly out, stay at the hotel. Monday, work through, then drive to another spot. Tuesday and Wednesday, work through, then drive to the last spot. Thursday, work, then come back.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I mean, anyone who's seen me on Twitter probably can figure out who I work for, but...
yeah, I'm sure. Oh, well, most people are lazy, so they probably don't.
Yeah.
They probably don't. All right, this is really liquidy. Fucking pink.
Pink, huh?
Pink. Well, that's for its tongue. And there's a fucking air bubble in here. Son of a bitch. The perils of painting. And it's weird. It doesn't want to pop. It's like a piece of jelly.
Did I ever show you my first mini that broke? It's the first and only mini I've ever had, and it's broken.
What do you mean it's broken?
So it's supposed to be. It was Paladin the first character I ever played as was
Mhm.
Paladin, and he had a Warhammer in one hand, a shield in another. But I also I made him on Hero Forge.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I gave him a little staff on the back of his like he had a cape.
Mhm.
And I had a friend at the time
You have friends?
paint it for me. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Um,
So he painted it for you.
he painted it for me, but then I wasn't properly handling it, and like a few days
My
later, I like
that
dropped it.
sound
So
that sounds sexually ominous.
yeah, the Warhammer broke off, and then part of his staff broke off. So kind of show you here
I
if you
see.
can see him. Uh,
Oh shit! Yeah,
yeah, you see his hand right there. That's his
yeah,
Warhammer snapped off, and then on
yeah.
the back,
Oh
tip of the
shit!
staff snapped off.
Oh fuck! You can
I
still
mean, he
use
even
them
has
though.
like a little grass under him and stuff, like a little platform here.
Yeah, you
So
can.
it
It's
was,
called the. There's a name for it. The environment basing.
yep. So
All right. This
you're
fucking
painting an
pink.
owlbear, right?
I'm doing the owlbear, and this pink is just too watery. It's almost like a wash over here. Yeah, this is bad. Well, I could. That's all right. I can go over it in black and fix his tongue. See, fucking thing. How do you like the Hero Forge minis?
This one was just before they started doing the colored. Like you can pick colors nowadays.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
What do you
you
mean?
can
What
print.
do you mean colors?
You can get it basically colored plastics before, and then
Oh, like
it
a.
mimics having a color scheme, so you don't have to get it painted.
Oh, okay. So you could do a forest green or a
Yeah,
specific
I don't know
black
exactly how
green.
they make it work, but basically it's like, oh, you have this elf mage of some sort, and then you can like put in a color scheme that it recommends,
Hmm.
or make your own color scheme, and then it will send it to you printed
Oh, okay.
with the color on it.
Gotcha. Now, what do you do? Metal? Not the metal. Do you do a specific? Because I know they have different plastics.
This one I have is plastic. Metal, I thought was just like, that's something you want to just keep for posterity, and pay
Posterity.
posterity. Pick
Posterity.
like a little one that you can make is like $100 if you make
Holy
it
shit!
entirely out of metal.
Damn. That's not cost effective.
No.
No. Aaron Clary would definitely balk at that. He would not. He would not want a metal sled character.
I mean, Sled is just a couple of sketchings on his character sheet, stick figure, right? But as
Oh my
much as he
god!
cares for.
Right. Well, I used to be part of a co-creator of Legends of Tabletop with my buddy John. This is going back like 6, 7 years ago, and we played. I was dungeon mastering those games, and that's where Sled got his start. So
Mm.
anytime we've ever played an online game with Aaron Clary, he uses the same character. It's a thief bordering on evil that is essentially like himself. So he basically plays himself in D&D.
Kind of reminds me of like, it's like actors, right? Like Owen Wilson now only ever plays Owen Wilson.
Right?
Ryan Gosling only ever plays Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
So not
Yeah,
Ryan
pretty much.
Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, or there's a lot of these actors you find out eventually they're just playing that one role. They don't
Mm-hmm.
care method acting or trying to be someone else. They're just doing their own thing. Like, was looking into actors like they basically break their own sort of typecasting thing that they were stuck in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Tom Hanks used to be kind of the funny, goofy comedy character, and he had to break into getting to more serious roles.
When he's not diddling little children.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, he's probably going to bring this up.
I'm going to totally bring that up, that fucking retard. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's like the back in the late really just the late
Before I was born.
70s, before you were fucking born. Anthony Perkins and the original Psycho. Like he was totally typecast. He could not. There was a few exceptions, but he could not break out of that that sort of like introverted incel type psychopathic character. He just had that. He had that look and he had that demeanor.
Oh, the Hannibal Lecter kind of.
Almost. It was sort of. Hannibal Lecter was a little more bolder.
Right.
The Anthony Perkins Psycho character, Norman Bates, was more shy and a bit of a retiring type character. Very, your quintessential nice guy.
Oh.
Your quintessential
For some reason,
nice
I was
guy.
thinking of.
That's why nice guys are dangerous.
Yeah. I was thinking of Anthony Hopkins. That's why I made that.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. No, two totally different characters. But
Perkins was before my time.
He almost before my time as well. I mean, I was young when he starred in that. That's a black and white Alfred Hitchcock production. If you have not seen that, go back and watch that. Welcome to hello, Emma Louie. Helena Bonham Carter, always a goth weirdo. Yeah, she excels at being a goth weirdo.
And funny, Anthony Hopkins played Alfred Hitchcock in that Hitchcock movie in 2012.
Really?
They had him. There was a movie he played where he kind of put on a bit of a fat suit and played Alfred Hitchcock, sort of in his kind of in his prime of making movies.
Okay.
Which I feel was a pretty good fit.
Yeah, literally. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you never saw that?
No.
Granted, movies, I will agree, are pretty shit nowadays.
Well, it really is tough to find something of substance, that's for sure. All right, so that's that was called Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, 2012.
Hitchcock, 2012. Okay, I'm gonna thank you for.
Well, it's from 2012, but it's not called Hitchcock 2012. It's just Hitchcock.
Oh no, I understand what you're saying
now. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't do so well in the box office, but Anthony Hopkins plays it, and let's see here.
I kind of fucked up his. It's the pink is too liquidy. And it's spread out too much. Also funny.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I have to go back and kind of touch it up with the black. But his eyes are done. The base yellow is done, and I'll go back and put in the black pupil. Try to make him not cross-eyed. Yeah, it's difficult to find movies of substance these days. It's firewood preparation season and safety dock. You just finished stacking firewood. Started at 9 a.m. and probably took 2 hours of breaks total. Crazy pace. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I wish I had a decent area to actually stack my firewood. I do not. But that's cool. I'm just waiting for this fucker to dry a little bit, and then I'll go in and throw in the eyes, the pupils, and then probably touch up his feet. There's some areas that I need a second coat on. And then we're going to go ahead and do not dry brush. We're going to go ahead and do the wash. We're going to see how that turns out. We're going to see how badly I fucked that up. So let me go ahead and shake this shadow wash a little bit. And it's interesting, too, because all the techniques that you learn to do this, I didn't have the internet. There was no YouTube. There were no tutorials. There weren't even DVDs or VHSs that I could buy. Pause for the wine. So I had to rely on gaming magazines. The main one back then was Dragon. and any books that had it out. There was a book that went over a lot of tabletop games and computer games, such as they were at the time, called Dicing with Dragons, and had a chapter in it on painting. And I learned how to paint and made mistakes and found new techniques just by trial and error. But I learned to paint from that chapter in that book. Wine and painting. Wine is my go-to. I do like harder liquor. I prefer rum and gin. Whiskey and bourbon's okay. I'll have that on occasion. But my go-to is wine because the health benefits are fairly decent. If I'm going to get slightly buzzed and enjoy my painting or reading or broadcasting, I'd like to do it with something relatively healthy. Healthy-ish. But I've taken my women, my girls, to painting classes, wine and painting classes. It's a good way to meet other girls along with your main girl. So, yes, little known things. A lot of guys come to me and ask, even guys at work, where do you meet women? Where do you go? Well, you have to go where the women are. What do you want me to tell you? Get out there. Go join a book club, go join a painting class, go to a cooking class, go to a sculpting class. Sculpting classes. Go to a sculpting class. I guarantee you'll be the only dude. All women. Want to meet women? Go to a sculpting or painting class.
I'm just looking up to see. Do I need to wear a mask on flight still? Looks like it's a no.
I don't think so. No. Is this my swinger channel? It can be. I pretty much talk about everything and anything. And Amos knows what I'm talking about. If you delve further into Masculine Geek videos, in fact, go and watch the BDSM one. We've had several of those. I talk about lots of shit. A masculine geek is a man of many parts. He is a Renaissance man, whether he wants to be or not. So yes. But yeah, Amos, you do not need to use masks now on flights.
Fucking good.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass of a mask. I was flying all during COVID. I didn't care. The good thing about that is with Southwest, because they don't have assigned seats, it's just basically first come first serve. And if you choose the early bird, then you board first. You're in Class A. So they were not seating the middle seat, so you were guaranteed not to sit next to anyone. It's fantastic. So the aisle seat was taken up, and the window seat was taken up. So that was nice. That's right, Emma. BDSM doesn't have to be your thing. That's just an example of masculine geek topics. Painting with a twist. Bacon. Yeah, that's a franchise. That's a nationwide franchise. There's one here in Collingswood nearby. I'm with you lately on that, Emma. I haven't been flying. It's been about a year. It's just it's so much of a hassle that it's almost not worth it. Yeah, in Amos's case, it's helpful if someone else is paying for it. That helps mitigate the hassle and the frustration of actually getting on the fucking plane.
I was talking to some friends about that, how flying being such a big part of American travel or driving, and we don't have any sort of rail system.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and we're talking about like in Europe, how you can just hop on a train and go somewhere, and that's usually the better choice versus those in terms of those distances here in the U.S. We'll probably fly or drive there.
Yeah.
And
no,
it's flying.
It's like, yeah. Well, it's like when you came out to Gettysburg, you drove out.
Yep.
That was what, 16 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I drove 10 to meet up with Red Crusader,
Hmm.
and then he
Another
picked up.
6.
Then he started driving, and I slept for 6 hours. So
Nice. Well, it's only fair. You drove the 10.
yeah. And then he would drive back. I would sleep on the way back, and then I would then take over and drive myself home. So
Yeah. Yeah. I remember as we were leaving, it was fucking snowing that day too.
yeah,
It was like that was weird because it wasn't originally on the forecast. Goddamn northeastern snow squalls. Let me take my wine. You drink anything, Bacon or Amos? I keep saying bacon because bacon's in the chat.
I mean,
Now you guys all look alike.
not even close. I'm having some original Mountain Dew, old school Mountain Dew, with the real sugar.
Oh, okay. The real sugar. There you go.
Yeah.
Now you just need the Cheetos.
Yeah. I can't. I. It's been a while since I've had any sort of Mountain Dew or any type of soda drink of any kind.
Yeah, I have a tendency to shy away from soda unless I'm drinking rum in it. But I usually go with the straight up Mexican Coca-Cola. Darkness intensifies. That's right, bitch. All right, let's go ahead. Let me do one more pass with the yellow.
Wasn't like Rolo or any of them supposed to come on?
Oh, this was me last minute doing this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like normally when I do a painting episode, and this would be the third one. We've only done 2. They've gotten good views and good feedback. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna paint tonight, and then I'm gonna broadcast it. I'm doing a solo show. Fuck these guys. I did invite TJ, but he's doing a dance demonstration. So
At the gay nightclub.
I was waiting for that. No, he's at the gay nightclub. No, he took a ballroom dancing about half a year ago.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of balls in that room.
That's it's essentially older women, so I don't think he's got any prospect. I mean, he didn't go there specifically to meet women.
So he's working for Chippendales.
He's working for Chippendales, yeah. He's working for balls. He's getting paid. He's got the G-string going, rocking that G-string. So, but no, he's doing he was in a competition last month. I think he did fairly well.
Now I'm reminded of that SNL sketch with Chris Farley and Patrick
Oh my
Swayze.
God, yeah. It's like they're going back and forth so you can do the sexiest dance.
And just Chris Farley in all of his glory just owns it.
All his fatness. Oh yeah, absolutely. All his chunkiness. Oh shit, that's funny. TJ is definitely, in some regards, following in Clary's footsteps. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you. Also see you guys on Tuesday too for the MG Life Fortress. I'm destroying this.
Well, they both complain a lot.
They're both old. They're both old men and
old men,
younger men's bodies.
Hiking. Very like thrifty.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. I will say Aaron's done well for himself, though. Not that TJ hasn't, but talking about Aaron,
it definitely says something when you're doing what Clary does and you're still managing to be so thrifty and grumpy.
I know, right? It's really an accomplishment, I have to say. What's this one called? Sanguine Highlight. I don't need that just yet. All right, so put the third coat on these fucking eyeballs. This orange yellow is really watery. I do not like it. I think I have to. I don't
Does
like it.
TJ does TJ tell his dance partners about his leaf collection?
Hey, leave TJ alone. I gotta shake this yellow up a little bit more. Oh well. It's just happy accidents. So we're gonna let this dry, and then I'll put the pupils on. I think. Oh, actually, you know what? While it's drying, I can go back to the feet with the O2 brown. Otug brown, O2. I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah. Pardon me. So let's go ahead and touch up his fucking goofy looking feet. A little bit of O2 brown. You paint large canvases, but I don't have a dedicated space to pull my paint out and make a mess. I am contemplating ending the hobby. I probably shouldn't overthink it. No, definitely don't overthink it. I think that's the bane of everybody is overthinking. All right, all right, there we go. Yeah, some of these are thinner in mixture and they require a second pass. So his feet definitely I'm going to do now. Particularly the tops of them and around the joints by the talons. Look at it this way, Emma. If you want to do something, you'll do it. If you want it bad enough. You probably already know that, but sometimes a gentle reminder is nice. All right. Oh, I definitely missed a spot there. This is good that I'm doing this. So let's touch this up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I really fucked up the first time. Spread this out. Spread it out. Yeah, these lighter colors have a tendency to dry and dry very thinly. So the background primer is showing up when it doesn't need to be. So let's hope homeschool time. Do you actually homeschool your children? Or is that in reference to yourself? Or something totally different? I never thought to ask you until now. Let's get in here and get this talon bed. There. Okay, there's a spot right there. You tell I'm getting older. I've taken to feeding the squirrels that come around my neighborhood.
Do what now?
Squirrels. There's two of them. There's a medium-sized one and a bit of a baby or a teenager type squirrel. He's on the smaller side, or maybe just small in stature. But I started feeding them peanuts. So now they come around, they climb up on my balcony and demand food. Assholes. There was one a couple years ago. He was an old battle-scarred squirrel. He wasn't terribly large, but he was scrappy. And he was battle-scarred. He had a few scars on him. And he had one eye. So I started calling him the Odin squirrel. Alright, this, I think I need to really clean. This is kind of glopping up on the, with this brush. Let's see if we can spread this out better. Painting miniatures back in the 80s was not popular. That's the way I choose to look at it. Now it's trendy and commercial. I'm doing it for neither. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And if you want to join with me for an evening, cool. I just like sharing my hobbies. Yeah, being a D&D nerd back in the 70s and 80s was not popular. It's not trendy.
Completely different nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's like a D&D and tabletop gaming is a bit of a household term.
It's just something people do now on live streams or
Yep.
online, groups or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yes, Satanic Panic.
That actually helped the popularity of D&D.
Kind of no publicity is bad publicity.
In that regard, yeah. And there was the disappearance of that one nerd, Egbert, something, that dude. They tried to pin it on as him playing D&D, when it was actually him coming to grips with the fact that he was gay and a huge nerd. But they made a movie about it called Mazes and Monsters that Tom Hanks starred in. He played the main character. Go figure. Yes, the big name D&D podcasts are indeed woke. The only D&D product I've bought recently, and I forgot it was a D&D product, was this figurine. I do not buy their
The
books
figurines
anymore.
are still going to be fine.
Yeah, unless you go with Hero Forge or you're printing them yourself. But the figures are going to be okay for the most part. Books and product I do not buy. I'm not giving them any of my money.
I mean, they're really popularizing the the handicapped minis.
Oh my god, within a fucking wheelchair, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect if we want to make an Aaron Clary mini.
Right, a gay hand mini.
Yeah, in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
Wearing a shirt saying $20 is $20.
$20 is $20. That's right. Where the hell did I put? Oh, they're all the way over there. All right, I'm gonna have to get. I don't know if this brush is gonna cut it anymore. Cheap fucking brush. Of course, it's a Dungeons and Dragons brush. God damn it! I have. Let's see. This one. That's too large. Said no woman ever. Could probably. Nah, the pupils are still a little wet. Oh, wet. Alright, so I touched up the feet a little bit. I got the talons. I got his.
Instead of the hand of Vecna, it's the gay hand of Clary.
That's right.
Oh no, Clary is Vecna.
Jesus. That's all we need. That's all we need. Alright, let that dry. Oh, shit. How long have we been broadcasting? Oh, over an hour. Shit. Time flies. Have you ever thought of painting minis, Amos?
Here and there, but I mean, it's not a...
It's not a burning desire?
No, like, I mean, the Lego, I think I've shown you, the Lego stuff definitely...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's always been, like, a big one growing up. So getting back to it...
Okay.
Kind of there, like... if it's just sitting there, going through big builds, like going through all the books and just taking hours upon hours, just whether just chatting, listening to music, watching a movie or something, and building in the background. I remember my friend Brooke and I were talking, and he learned about how like just surprisingly there's like even for guys like it's almost therapeutic doing things with our hands.
Yeah.
Whether it's and it's kind of its different forms. There's painting minis. There's also like there's some guys that I've seen like they do like the Gundam, putting those together.
Oh yeah.
Legos is like that. I mean puzzles kind of too.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything where you're just kind of like minimally engaging, but also still like in just a long term kind of doing
kind of
something.
Kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice to have your hands engaged with productive work or art while you're talking. Kind of going over these talents again. I'm touching up his beak area. That's much better. Now his tongue looks as normal as a fake, a fake entity could be. So this will look good when the wash is down. So I got the yellow of the eyes. Maybe what the irises or whatever. I'll put the wash. I'll do the dots of the eyes. Yes, minimally engaging hobbies are nice. I like doing the airport minis. Does it? What the mini bar alcohol bottles? They count. Hey, any mini counts there, Bacon. You can totally turn it into a hobby.
Yeah, I've never never done that on flights or.
You've never drank on flights?
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's just never done it.
Long flights, you really want fucking alcohol.
Yeah, I mean now I've started to like even just the prospect of tomorrow flying for literally 1 hour. We're probably not even going to get to cruising altitude by the time we get to Milwaukee.
Right? They're going to hand out crackers or pretzels, and then you're going to land.
Or they'll probably just say, "Yeah, don't get up at all for this whole flight. We're going straight there."
Yeah. Do not unfasten your seatbelt and stay in your goddamn seat.
Have you done a little short hops like that for a flight?
Yes. Little puddle jumpers, yeah.
Yeah. Have you done one where it's the plane lands and then they drop off some people and take off again?
Yes. Yep. That's weird.
That's a weird one. Yeah, I did that.
That's a weird one.
I was flying out to a friend in Kansas. And I didn't go to like Wichita or Kansas City or anything like that. I actually flew to a little town. It basically has one flight out and one flight in every day. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Just one in, one out. So what happened was I flew from here out to Denver, hopped on this little puddle jumper that basically just flew into the middle of Kansas.
Oh, shit.
Dropped off some people, took off again, landed for sure, and then I walk up and it's just, and the airport was just me and a couple other people, and then a friend that came to pick me up. And then when I left,
Jesus,
it was just the one flight. So you show up like an hour before, and it's just like you and 3 other people, and then like four of the airport staff.
Jesus.
Like they just clock in that one day, and that's it.
Damn, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of people on your flight.
No. And there's like, then you realize like it's just the 2 pilots, no stewardess, no bathroom.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, and those little ones.
Damn.
And then when they fly you back to Denver, it's, pick you up, stop at another airport, pick some more people up, then they take off to Denver.
Okay. Bacon. Pretty
Digging the
sure
music.
you like that? This one's called this is the Dread Forest. Yeah, these are all back in the early 90s they came out with a setting, a D&D setting called Red Steel. And they had two major box sets. Red Steel and Savage Baronies. Both of them came with orchestral music CDs. Very similar to what you hear in modern day computer music, like Jeremy Sewell stuff from Icewind Dale and whatnot. So, yeah. I used to have this on... I copied it to tape and then just looped it on a cassette. Into the Dungeon, Suspense.
Looped it. Okay.
Looped it. Yeah, I looped it. So
I thought you said lubed it. I'm like, what are you doing to that tape?
I did not loop it, Amos. Jesus Christ. You sick bastard. I looped it so it would just go just continually play for about 45 minutes. So as I was running the games, I'd have this on in the background. Indeed. So that's the Dread Forest. Let's do Igor Balazar. Yeah. The eyes are almost dry. Igor Balazar is one of the more evil NPCs from the Savage Baronies. This one will be cool to finish up. I can use them in my game. Like I said, I was playing earlier today. All my it's a 5e game. All my characters are around 7th or 8th level. They were fighting a Iron Golem.
Oh, is this the one you DM?
This is the one I DM, yeah, around the table, live. 2 characters came close to death. One was reduced to 0 hit points, which is, unconscious, essentially. So it was touch and go there for a while. Everyone was all tense and shit, so it's a good game. I'm finding I enjoy the Saturday afternoon games. We used to do the evening. I mean, we still do. But the Saturday afternoon game is nice. We start around 1 o'clock and around 4:30 or 5. We get lunch and then continue gaming and then have the rest of the evening to myself. It's kind of cool. Our next game is October 29th. It's going to be a horror Halloween-themed game.
Oh, yeah, I did, maybe last year? Or the year before? I did a Halloween one-shot with the campaign I was doing at the time.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go? What was that about?
I came up with it kind of on the fly, but it was 4 characters basically they're on like a temporary job in a small like haunted town with like a little hamlet with a vampire nearby who terrorizes the town. It starts off with the 4 of these people all taking different spots in a public execution. One of them was like the guy that pulls the lever for the people to drop and be hung.
Yeah.
He was a half-orc. That was his job, was pull the lever. And some people in the crowd So the guy, the guy playing the half orc had fun because he got to basically pull off the kind of what you did, the grat kind of, the way you talk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just them. They were told like there's this vampire nearby, and so they had to go find him. They fought some giant spiders, and then they got to go. They had to fight a couple of zombies. Then they went to the vampire's castle and had to fight these gargoyles guarding it. Whole new mechanic for them because gargoyles can, I think, petrify you. I think
that kind of sounds familiar.
There's some ability they have that
can. Yeah, there's like it might be a paralyzation.
Yeah, and then they had to go in and fight the vampire, and then eventually I kind of it got too late, and I had to kind of let it slide. But like vampires in 5e, you don't just kill that easily. Like you have to do specific things, like whether it's a wind stake or there was something to do with flowing water. That you had the way to kill them. It's not just get to 0 hit points and it's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flowing water, behead them, stake them, burn them, acid.
Yeah.
Separate their body parts.
You ever paint Thomas the Tank?
No, Bacon. I'm not going to paint Thomas the Tank. That sounds like a secret desire of yours. Hey, to each his own. You want to go paint Thomas the Tank? I have at it.
All of a sudden, you design a stat block for Thomas the Tank, and that's your monster.
Yeah, right.
The sentient train.
Sentient train. It runs around the town killing people. All right. Almost ready for the eyes. Wish this shit would dry. It's like I got 3 fucking coats on these eyeballs, so that's probably why it's taking forever. And then I'll switch over to the wash, and we'll see what happens. Do the wash live. See how much I can fuck it up. If anyone has any questions about Masculine Geek in general or painting, feel free to drop them in the chat. Don't be shy. I might answer them, I might not. We'll see. Depends on the question. I'm sure I'll get some kind of smart-ass question from Bacon. You already had one in there. We're going to paint a Thomas the Trainer.
Some message about it's getting dark in here.
Something about getting dark, or fried chicken and watermelon. Fried chicken and watermelon, or Colt 45.
Oh my god.
What's that?
A meme. She says, "Beat me at any game, and I'll have sex with you." And it says, "Me after I beat her at Russian roulette." And it's the Patrick Bateman meme
being a dead body. Yeah.
And it's the Patrick Bateman pic still of him with the legs on his shoulder.
Oh Jesus.
Like, dark.
You sound like gay, sadistic nerd doms. No. Drop the gay and the rest you have. Yes. Alright, let's go ahead on the eyes. That's not bad, that one. See if I can duplicate on the other side. They were the one. There we go. Let's see. It's not bad. I need me to take a little rounder. With this one errant hair. There we go. It came out pretty good. We can see it. The eyes. And the autofocus is shit. I'm happy with it. That's not bad. Cool. I'll let that dry and then I'll do the wash. I'm over here sticking the
Did you?
Yeah. I totally did, dude. You know what? I'm just gonna finish it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what? It makes for great paint thinner. I was ready to take a drink. I'm like, oh, I gotta wash off this fucking brush. All right, here we go. Let's get that all mixed up. Actually, you know what? This fucking shit cleaned it up nicely. It got the alcohol. Just got it got the paint out of the.
You're gonna like dump that and get a new glass, right?
I'm just gonna keep drinking it. Now, of course, I'm gonna dump it. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm
mini
not
paint
I'm
is
not
safe
going,
enough.
I'm not that hard up for wine. If it was my glass, maybe. What made you want to start making YouTube videos? Personally, I like my privacy. Lots of people now seem to think it's going to be a career for them. No, I don't think it's. I have a career. This is. I look at YouTube as I look at every bit of social media. It's a lark. It's a goof. It's something fun. I get to meet interesting and engaging people, such as yourself, Bacon, Amos. Like a lot of my circle of friends, not counting the ones that I have in my town and locally, I've met online. I've met Bacon personally. I've shaken his hand. I've broken bread with him. I've same with Amos. Other people, TJ, Rob. I'd say a good dozen people I've made friends with. Actually, let me get some more in there. Red wine to clean up your brush. I actually like it. It's like paint thinner. I'm gonna keep that one. Get a fresh glass. Yeah, that came out. That got rid of the caked up paint at the base, at the root of the paintbrush. So cool. A mistake turned into a golden opportunity to clean the brush effectively. Well, you don't have paint thinner.
Bacon's asking if you'll assemble a ship in a bottle. Vote for it being a Gerald Ford class aircraft carrier.
If they have one, I guess you could do one. I was given a ship in a bottle as a gift back in 1989. I probably still have it somewhere. I've never finished it.
I think I've only ever seen one in real life.
Right? Yeah, seriously. And probably in a museum.
It was back when I did satellite TV installations. Going into people's houses, I probably came across some old guy that had one.
Okay. I think it's a requisite for being an old guy, like kind of like bird watching.
Kind of like rooster memorabilia for old ladies.
Okay.
You ever see that? Old ladies that just have like rooster plates, like giant, like just roosters.
It sounds familiar. I don't think I've ever actually seen one in the wild as far as an old lady with a rooster plate. But I get what you're talking about. They have this niche thing, and they get all kinds of paraphernalia related to that animal or that thing.
It's kind of like like Hummels,
Oh, okay. Hummel figurines. Okay.
little Hummel figurines, but roosters. Like my grandmother did this a lot.
Cock
She had
figurines.
like
Yes.
yeah, she had all these like rooster plates, giant roosters, like little roosters, and I was like, what the heck's the thing about? I thought it was kind of interesting, but I thought it was so weird until I saw someone else doing it, and I was like, this is like, this is just old ladies collecting roosters.
Do they have a club like a thing like a...
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure probably like Rolo could do some sort of deep dive into it, like.
Right. Christian
Like it's
Soto
the old
studies
school way
lady-
of displaying the
Christian So-
pineapple or something.
Oh yeah. Christian Soto is the old lady with the rooster plates.
See, there we go. Like,
It's a French country mode with the rooster thing. Okay. There you go. All right, I'm gonna go get a fresh glass of wine. I'm gonna leave Amos to.
for more paint thinning.
I'm gonna get from more. Well, no, the wine. This wine here will remain paint thinning.
Paint
Now I have to
thinning
make
wine.
sure I separate them. So that's gonna have to go here. And
You're gonna
then
put a sticker on the
I'm gonna
one
put
you don't drink.
a sticker on the one that I don't drink. Yeah. All right, let me go get that. You can entertain everybody.
Let's see here. French country motif. Rooster. Yep, that's decorating with roosters for a French country look. Yeah, it's literally. In the Middle Ages, the Gaelic rooster was widely used as a religious symbol, a sign of hope and faith. During the Renaissance, the rooster began to be associated with the emerging French nation. So I just found out, yeah, the French rooster represented hope and faith at the time.
Yeah.
Came from the Renaissance era and became a big part of the emerging French culture at the time.
Oh, all right. Fantastic. So this is the fresh glass, which is basically the same as the paint thinner glass. We'll see what happens. Might be a wild night. Alright, so let his eyes kind of dry out here. Thinking about painting the rocks the gray. You know what? Let's do that. Let's paint. Let's do some gray. Some gray up in here. Orc skin. I think we can use for gray. Is that what that is? No, it's all flockless shit. No, we'll do gray. Or, let's see. Let's use dungeon stone. I think that would be more appropriate. Shaking up this son of a bitch. Alright, let's see how. Yeah, it's better. Let's do these stones. Let's see what comes up. It's kind of watery. Yeah, it's watery.
Documentary called Chicken People.
What?
Emma in the chat.
Yeah.
They're talking about the roosters.
The cocks.
Let's see. What? 3 top contenders head to the largest poultry competition in a nation to find out who has the best show chicken. This is a documentary about show chickens. I guess, I mean, it's better to watch that than freaking, serial killer documentaries.
I suppose. It's probably more edifying.
What is with that, Vince? The serial killer documentary craze.
It's drama. It's drama and danger. Women in particular, like I've noticed, like the serial killer, like court TV and dramas and serial killer prisoner stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying guys don't, but women in particular seem to gravitate towards them.
For us, it's more just sort of the adventure and such, right?
As far as the serial killers?
No, like our so like women are more into like the drama, the sort of the kind of weird, screwed up guy, and the men are more.
Well, fundamentally, the weird screwed up guy historically has been fun.
Yeah,
it gives women tingles. Women fundamentally do not want to be bored.
Like, men aren't aspiring to grow up to be serial killers either.
No, not at all. I would say they're made more than anything. But there's also literature out there saying it's also somewhat, there's a genetic component to some of that stuff. I remember my psych teacher once saying the older you get, the more like your parents you become. Now, I'm not saying you're going to become, your parents are psychopaths, you're going to be a psychopath. What I mean is there's a DNA genetic component to personality. Women do seem to be into true crime stories. Every woman that I have ever come in contact with, to some degree, lends credence to that statement. Now, once again, I'm not saying that guys don't watch them, but there's a different dynamic behind why and how they do.
Saw a comedian talking about how like he lives with his girlfriend and he thinks she's a psychopath because you can judge that by her Netflix queue. It's just serial killer documentary, and then all of a sudden, cake bake off show or something goes,
right? It's completely.
He's like, who the hell watches all this? All these serial killer documentaries and washes it down with a cake show, like
right. That's kind of cool. That just illustrates the point, really. Women do not want to be bored, and they do not want boring men in their lives. Women want to be taken on an adventure, not be the adventure. Alright, this gray is coming out a little better since I mixed it up. Shook it more. Apparently a lot of these paints are very thin. Need a lot of shaking. Pardon me. Yeah, there's very few women that are not into true crime, Bacon.
You've seen Wayne's World, right?
Strangely enough, no.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's up there with Aaron Clary not watching Doctor Strangelove. I've seen. Well, let me clarify. I've seen bits and pieces of it, so I know of it. And if you like quoted something, we're not worthy, that kind of shit, I would say, oh yeah, it's Wayne's World, yeah.
So, with his new job and them sending me out to Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
and
Milwaukee?
I was like, so I looked up that clip, and you know how like they have the backstage passes, and they're like, doing one of these, like they're showing everyone like, hey, like every person down this hallway they're walking to go meet Alice Cooper, they're just like so enthusiastic, like showing this backstage pass, like, hey, and
Right.
I'm just like, oh yeah, that's gonna be me walking to the Milwaukee airport, like, hey, you're gonna pick my
Right.
car, and walking into the hotel.
Yeah. That's funny.
Milwaukee means the good land.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, Alice Cooper like goes into this like trivia mode, and he goes, Milwaukee has its fair share of visitors too. When the French colonizers came out to meet with the local Native Americans. Did you know Milwaukee is the only city in the U.S. that has had 3 socialist mayors? And this was back in like '92 when the movie came out. And I was like, what? Really?
Oh shit. I did not know that.
I also like you saw the product placement clip they did in Wayne's World?
Refresh my memory.
So like part of the movie is Wayne and Garth are like offered to be on an actual TV show. And
okay.
so they're talking, they're like getting food, and one of the producers is like, hey, you got to talk about the sponsors. So and so's our biggest sponsor. It's this big deal. And then like Wayne's like, hey man, I will not give in. I will not sell out. And it's him opening up a box of Pizza Hut, and he pulls out a piece of pizza and kind of smiles at the camera.
Yeah.
And he goes, I will not sell out. And all of a sudden it cuts to Garth wearing a full outfit of Reebok, and he goes, it's just sad, man. People will do anything just as long as they get paid.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Wayne again, and he goes, oh, I've got a headache. Garth comes over, here, take 2 of these, and it's like this bottle of like was it like Luprin at the time.
Luprin.
He goes, whoa, small, yellow, different. Takes it, opens up and then he opens up a can of Pepsi, which he then shows the camera to.
Oh Christ.
And I looked into it. It was like at the time, product placement in movies was becoming a bit of like a meme of the time. People were joking about it a lot.
Oh yeah.
So they just addressed it in that scene. But because they did that, they probably just paid for the whole movie by just putting in that scene, because they're mocking it, but they're also doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Doritos too. He has like a bag of Doritos just properly placed in the shot, like eats a chip.
Nice. That's pretty funny. I had no idea, but it's true though. Those are the early memes, I guess.
Well, yeah, if you look closely, like in some movies, you'll know what car they're driving, but they removed the emblem.
Oh, they took off the plate. Yeah, the little.
Yeah. Like you'll see the Ford like round shape, but like Ford is removed.
Yeah. All right, most of the rock base is done. Use my wine to clean this shit up. The proper wine. Yeah, it's working out nicely. And a little bit of water.
Is that the same glass of wine you were drinking out of?
No. Well, originally, yes. No, the new glass is much darker and has less paint in it. Yes, it's less paint. It's more filling. No, this is the real glass. Oh shit, that's funny. Pizza does sound good, although I did have some yesterday. Pizza is one of those things that I never get. I don't know about the rest of you. I never get tired of pizza. It's like a universal food, except for my grandmother. God rest her soul. Grandma, you don't like pizza? No. Have you ever had it? No. You don't like it? No. Well, how do you know? I just do. All right, that doesn't make any sense. You don't like it and you've never had it. Heartfire. Here's some paints from Privateer Press. I've had these for about 16 years. Never opened them. They're still good. No, pardon me. Wait for this rock to dry. I could always do the wash just on the bugbear. I think the eyes have dried by now. We'll see how well that turns out. I'm not too hopeful. These pre-made washes, I don't know. I'm not sure I trust them. Pizza with beans? I never heard of such a thing. Sounds like it might be good. Very filling in like the wintertime, right? What kind of beans? Like black beans or pinto beans or kidney beans? Almost like a chili on your pizza. I like these army paints. They're made in Denmark. It's like something not from China, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah, the Chinese paints tend to glow in the dark for some reason.
Those Chinese those fuckers. China's asshole. Glow in the dark. Not good for dipping your paints in the wine. And then I bought some quick shade washes. These are supposed to be pretty good. Different colored washes. Maybe I use one of these. I'm not sure. Different tones. I think there's a green tone. A red one. I think there's a purple one too. Yeah, purple wash. I would probably go with. There's blue. Where's the black? There's the dark tone. Probably go with the dark tone. Just gonna use these. I'll save that for one of the other figures. And go with something I know or sort of know.
Does you guys have like a Renaissance festival out where you're at?
Oh, there's a Renaissance fair. In fact, I think, pardon me, it runs until. Okay, so it's out near Hershey, PA. I forget the name of the town it's near. It's near Mount Hope Winery. In fact, Mount Hope Winery is right next door to the mansion. In fact, you have the Renaissance fair from about June through end of October, and end of October through mid-November, end of November, you have what's called the Poe Fest at the Mount Hope Winery Manor. And there they have actors dress up as like Nathaniel Hawthorne, Edgar Allan Poe. They do readings, plays. They put on, they read Edgar Allan Poe works, and they have a cheese and wine tasting. So it's cool to take your girl to. I've taken a few girls up there. It's probably about 2 hours and 15 minutes from me. But that's one of the. I think New Jersey has a Renaissance Fair. Don't quote me on that. I think, and I want to say that's it's either further south or further north. It's not in my area.
Minnesota has one about here. It's about half an hour away from me.
You ever go to it?
No, I only heard about it, and it was it's always been so close. I just never really felt a real draw, I guess, to go. Like I've been to our state fair and all that stuff. Maybe I'll go check it out if I have the time.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Have you seen the memes of the people that will dress up in like Star Trek uniforms and walk around the Renaissance Festival like they're time travelers?
Yeah, that's been a thing forever.
Really? Okay.
Back when I started going to the Renaissance Fair, 2000. Shit. No, not even 2005. 2002. That was a thing even back then. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, and if you're still just being respectful and enjoying the atmosphere, I think it's good.
Oh yeah, they were. It was like a gentle mockery, like just kind of like having fun. It's all goof. It's good. Mannheim? Is that the name of the town, Daryl? I thought it was Mount Hope. Or maybe that's just the name of the winery. You're out that area anyway. You definitely would know. Have you ever gone, Daryl? And the background instrumental now is a group called Nox Arcana, and it's Thulu based. Christian. So the first time I saw a girl wear tails. In UK, they used to do serious sword fighting as a sport. That's kind of cool. I like that. Hema. Okay.
Don't they do some places they do the like giant foam lances for like jousting?
They do jousts here at the Renaissance fairs, like live jousts. I know what you're talking about though. They also do something called oh crap, what's the name of it? The SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronism, where they sort of recreate medieval life and feudal life and divvy up the United States into different regions and duchies and stuff. And there's a lord, and there's kings and queens and barons and shit.
A little bit of LARPing.
Yeah, it's LARPing. It's historical. It's historically accurate as much as you can be. At least as far as the hierarchy and the swords and the outfits, and you dress up in the period clothing. So it's essentially a mini Renaissance fair club. Daryl, I've been there a few times. We actually performed a scene from Merchant Venice. Oh, cool! So you were at the you did one of the Po Fests. Yeah, Po Fests are cool. Should maybe I'll head out there for the Po Fest this November. If I do, Daryl, I'll keep you posted. Get a group together and go grab a drink. TJ will be out here in November, so maybe I'll bring him out too. Head out to, yeah, it might be a good idea. Hit the Po Fest. Get to meet TJ.
Briefly.
Don't say that when I'm taking a glass of wine. Oh, fuck. That's funny. Nothing about TJ is brief. And thank God. He's a smart dude. All right. Let's see how this is shaping up drying. Almost. There's some wet spots. I may do the landscape stuff. Put down the glue, and then the small stone, and then the tufts of grass. He's looking pretty cool, though. Getting there. All the base coat's covered. I'm trying to... my fingerprints on the wet stone. As you can see, if you look in the picture, there's grass. Tufts of grass. You can buy them. Fake stone and grass. It's called basing. Miniature basing. The old lead minis, I didn't have the patience for that when I was younger. I didn't really care. Yeah, I never got into furries either. Quite frankly, don't understand that whole thing. I mean, teach their own. I don't care. I wouldn't stop them from doing it, but it's not my gig.
There's got to be some overlap with the BDSM community.
Oh, there definitely has been, yeah. Same with a lot of LARPing things. It's an excuse for tying each other up and shit. Well, you see a lot of that, or used to see a lot of that in Vampire the Masquerade. Bacon doesn't smell so much like sewage as it does dead fish.
There's a town near me here in Minnesota called Le Sueur.
As in Le Sueur peas?
I don't know exactly what that is, but
peas in the can. They're the green peas in the can. Le Sueur.
Maybe.
Does that mean sewer?
But it's literally the sewer. Yeah. And
so the sewer peas.
Yeah, I've been there, and during certain times of year, it really smells in the town.
It's aptly named then, yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Dry, you motherfucker, dry. Probably do a little bit more black around his eyes, but that's fine. His tongue came out pretty good, and his pupil. Cool. I'm pleased. I am happy with this so far, even though it's sort of a beginner.
Ooh.
Do I think BDSM should be normalized? Like there was a parade where Well, I have a problem. Children can't consent because with BDSM comes a lot of overt sexuality and, quite frankly, nakedness and things that children are not ready to process.
Yeah.
So children cannot give consent. So I have a problem even now when they have these pride parades with these quite frankly assholes parading around and leather and practically with their junk hanging out, and kids. No, I don't agree with that. BDSM being normalized as well. As far as like commercialized normalization, like overt out in your face, the commercialized BDSM in general, I'm not going to go into too deep in that because this is not the broadcast for it. But I have a problem with commercialized BDSM in general. If you want to know more about that, you can hop on over to the newsletter, masculinegeek.life, the dominant life. Go to the Twitter page, join up for the newsletter, check all that stuff out. This is not the general area for that, but I would say commercialized BDSM as far as across the board, televised or parades, no.
Now, pride parades, I mean, we need to be respectful of Aaron Clary and one time.
Exactly. Gay hand pride parades, yeah.
Oh yeah, drag queens in schools. Yeah, that's
the whole thing with normalization is well, sometimes there's a reason why things are not normal, or normal as far as what everybody does in general. What you do behind closed doors, I don't give a shit.
yeah.
I have a problem with things that are no pun intended, paraded out in public.
And that's a weird one. Normalization. It's like, well, what do you mean normalization? Like people do it. Sure, that's one thing. Yeah. But normalization is in like promoting it in public. Not everything needs to be promoted in public, even though everyone does it. Like, yeah.
Well, you're right, Boris, and that's a problem I have with them is,
exhibitionism,
especially in front of children. I don't agree with. Like I said, children cannot consent. They may say, "Oh, okay." They don't know what they're okaying to. That's a problem I have with that. So, no, I don't agree with those at all. I've never attended one. I don't agree with them. I think they're bullshit. I think that what you do in the privacy of your own home sexually is something that is, well, for the most part, private. You don't need a parade to parade around your sexuality.
Yeah.
There's no heterosexual parades.
That's what Bacon's bringing up. Define normalize. Like, there's a difference between knowing what people normally do, which is what is normalized. I think what should be defined as is very different from what is promoted in public.
Correct.
Like, you can legalize, you legalize weed or something. Do you have weed parades all the time? I mean, maybe you do, but like, that's definitely a little different. But like, there's a difference between normalizing something, like understanding it happens, versus.
Well, normalization also means an acceptance of something, like a communal societal acceptance of a behavior or act or even ideology.
Yeah, and Emma's bringing it into schools and stuff, and that's the thing. Public schools should just stick with teaching your subjects.
Correct.
And all the other stuff should be left up to how parents are. Yeah, they're shitty parents, but still, it's better than having a school tell your kid about all these things that really is outside of typical education.
Correct.
Governor Megatron. Yeah, that's the thing. And that's what's weird is kids probably don't even know what they're learning, and then once they're old enough, it has all these effects that they didn't intend.
Correct. All right, this bastard's just about ready. Can we wash him up? I'm going to normalize him. I'm going to wash him. Give him some shadow wash. Not sure if I should put this on the wet palette or not. Probably. Should be all right.
We need to normalize TJ being brief.
Right? Shop teacher, not gym teacher. Yeah. Well, just remember, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach gym. There's BDSM as a pageant, as theater, and that's what I look at as commercialized BDSM. And then there's more on the DS, the dominant submission. That is a clear-cut law of the universe lifestyle and way of the world. Yeah. Because the idea behind dominance and submission existed long before the commercialization of the capital letters BDSM and what that entails. I have strong feelings and thoughts on the subject. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail here.
Yeah, I think you want to, looking at what Emma's saying here, looking at Splatoon and introduce biometrics to the games. Like, you got to look at it, there's technology that's good, and then there's technology that the government screws up, like biometrics.
Yeah, right? Oh, shit, I missed one of these. Fuck. God damn it.
Like, I think deepfakes are really funny and really cool, but they can also be very easily used as a tool for propaganda. So it depends on how you look at it. Like, I saw this tweet showing a video. Someone developed it like an AI or whatever, however you would define it, that would, it could pull Instagram photos and identify as best as it can where you possibly took that photo and when.
Oh yeah.
And granted, they did it with a few like pictures that people took in public, and what they found out was like nearby cameras they would basically pull from nearby video cameras, surveillance cameras, to identify when and where the photo was taken. Now, if you're taking a picture at home, probably not going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
that's interesting.
They were like, "Oh, it's both very cool because of like how like, you think about all the the technology to do that, but it's also really scary because now you can just find people."
Well, it makes sense.
You can already find people.
Well, yeah, it makes sense in kind of like a detective finding crime kind of thing. But yeah, but for nefarious reasons other than the justice system, such as it is.
Yeah, there's always kind of two sides of these technologies. Like,
absolutely. All right, let's do this wash. See how well this shit turns out. All right. So far, it seems to be sort of okay. Almost like dry brushing. Not too bad. Not too bad. Turned out all right.
The wash?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little awkward, but I'm getting the hang of it. It's almost like dry brushing it. Not to put too much on. Just let it flow. That's the fun part, getting all the spots.
Oh, God. Oscar Mayer pumpkin spice bologna.
What?
It's a joke
What
on
do-
the pumpkin
Yeah.
spice.
What am I painting, Borush? I am continuing to paint that owlbear from the times I was doing the live painting with Rollo and Robert. I'm continuing on. Continuing on, see? I never finished him. I was finishing up the base coat today. Now I'm doing what's called a wash. Dark wash. Dark wash, see?
Man, do you remember using MapQuest?
Oh yeah, I remember MapQuest. Intimately.
Someone posted we really used to print out 4 pages from MapQuest and travel like we're pirates.
That's true. I mean, not for nothing.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I used to when I was real little, I had to read MapQuest directions to my dad when we're doing road trips, and we'd miss a turn, and you couldn't just redirecting. He was like, one time we actually had to he hit the brakes on a freeway. Granted, we were no one around, and then kind of did a little backup turnaround to get off on an exit. He's like, I'm not going back around to hit that exit.
Seriously.
Now it's like, oops, this turn. Guess we're just gonna, let the thing tell me where else to go.
Yeah, it informs you which way to go if there's traffic, if there's some kind of construction or something. Yeah.
Now it'll even tell you if there's a possible car accident on the road, and then it'll ask you hey, is it still there?
Right. This has turned out pretty good. I'm very happy with this. Wash isn't half bad. Kind of help blending the transition paints together, the sections. Then when this dries, I can do the dry brushing. Bring out the highlights. Yeah, turned out pretty good. So I came out good. Yeah, not bad, see? Yeah. Okay, clean that off. I'm sure that's not gonna stick. Get all gunked up. Let him dry. I'll probably do dry brushing next time. Let's see, let me get that out of there. It's kind of caked up. There we go. A little bit of wine. Pardon me. Not bad, not bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the room so much as it is the camera, Emma. It's a basic webcam. You will see detail if and when I post photos.
It's still such a big, like, it's very popular anime, Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like, because I'll see even modern, like, lists of, you know, top anime of all time, and it'll have, like, a few new ones that have come out, and then it'll just, Cowboy Bebop still manages to make it on those lists.
Oh, yeah.
Even for the new fans.
Yeah, it's a solid story. Alright, I'm gonna let him dry. I'll do the highlighting and dry brushing next round. Prisoners of Entry. This is Cowboy Bebop. It's called Tank. It's the opening to the actual anime. That's right, bitch. This is kind of cool too. It's a holder for painting when you're painting small minis. So good. You can easily manipulate it around as you're painting detail. I think I'm going to do this hook horror next. He's cool. We repeated. Oh, shit. I think that's it for the evening.
Yeah.
It's almost midnight. We've been gone for 2.5 hours.
As TJ would say, brief.
Yeah, we were very brief, yeah. That was fun. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate the repartee. Yeah, he's coming out pretty good. And you're very correct, Emma. The lighting here isn't great, but the webcam isn't that best either. So I'll do some close-up photos and post them when I'm done. Direct you to the Twitter. Well, it's sort of detail work. I mean, it is difficult to catch the nuance. I don't know if you can. Let's see. See his eyeballs there. There you go. Yeah, it's better. So pink, just pink tongue there. The shading came out pretty good. What I'll do is I'll get some highlighting and some dry brushing to bring out the highlights. Top part of the feathers, the top part of the talons. Maybe run a thin, faint silver line across the top of the talon, like the light's hitting it. But yeah, it's not bad. The wash dries nicely. I'm pleasantly surprised for it being not a mix. Yeah, not bad. I like it. He's cool. He's one of my first figures in a long time that I've painted, so that's nice. Nice to be pleased with your work, such as it is. Bull Rush. Well, as I said earlier, I got into it in the late 80s, early 90s. When I received the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeon Master's Guide back when I was 13 or 14 as a Christmas gift. I got some Grenadier models. They were the figures, little D&D figures made out of lead metal at the time. Well, there were lead paints too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. They were made out of metal, lead. They were okay. They had some good detail. Some of them didn't, depending on the size of the manufacturer and the sculptor too. But I started painting seriously. 86, 87. And I did that for almost a decade, up until the mid to late 90s. And then stopped. Rest of life got in the way. And I've only recently come back to it. I actually thank Raul for getting me back into it, because he did do that competition-wise. He used to enter in miniature painting contests competitively and paint professionally.
Competitive mini painting contest?
Oh yeah.
Like you're timed, or like you enter something in?
You enter something in as a piece of artwork.
Wow.
And you thousands upon thousands of dollars. Yeah, it's no joke anymore.
You get paid
when I would
for
go
that?
to, well, people will commission you to paint. Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
A lot of mini painters make a good living off of it. When I would go to conventions, there would always be, the paint manufacturers and the mini producers would have their stations set up, and they'd always send some painters or some of the staff that would like to paint, and for like $25 to $50, depending upon the detail you wanted, you could have them do a figure that you bought. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool thing to sit at a convention and meet people and make money at the same time. It's kind of neat. I like the concept. But yeah, conventions I don't do anymore. At least not large conventions. It's too many people. The crush of humanity that's very bad on hygiene is not something I really want to be around. You're all thumbs with that kind of stuff. Well, you've got maybe you got your art though. You've got your straight razors and the doing the scales and stuff like you did for Rob and I. Great work. So you've got your artwork. It's a different form. It's kind of cool. My other art is writing. So that's sculpting words, as it were. That's kind of cool. I've always had a creative a creative spirit spark, and for me, especially being grade school and junior high, D&D was that creative outlet for me. Oh, that's really something cool I could do. Satisfy that creative urge. But he'll be ready soon. I want to get another painting session with Rollo and Robert. Maybe I'll wait to do the highlights then on him. There's a gnat in here. Oh, he just landed in the paint. Sorry, buddy. You're dead. You're done.
Oh, really?
A gnat just landed in the paint here.
Oh, Nat. I looked away for a second. I thought you were holding the mini. I'm like, did he fall in the paint?
No. Actually, he's running around the wet palette. Yep. He just dodged the paint. He's got a little bit of paint on him. He's got a little bit of yellow paint on him. Let's see if he survives. He's going nuts. Whoop. Yeah. I can't do. I actually like this wash. This is pretty. I'll use this again. I'll try the quick shade washes too on another figure as well. Icing on the cake to get paid is always good.
The F? I mean, what? What the F? I mean, what?
The F.
What the F?
What the F?
So we're still lingering here as this figurine dries and we answer questions from the chat. Learning an art is important. Absolutely, Christian. You've got good art. You do painting and minis, and you do music. You got some good stuff going on over there, buddy. Excuse me.
Bacon is asking, are you ever going to get together with Jack and paint his Lego? You don't paint Lego builds.
Yeah, you definitely. If the Lego build came in a mono color, then yeah, I could see that. But the Legos come in there.
Typically, it's just stickers. Like
yeah.
Like well, yeah, like my TIE Fighter here. There's not a lot on it, but
got a few, right?
They put designs in the pieces, but there's color differential and you got a little guy in there.
There you go. That's cool.
But
I like how it opens up.
Yeah, but like I've got an X-wing over there in the Razor Crest, which is the Mandalorian ship, and there's parts of it you put stickers on it. But I've never seen a monochrome kind of look, like a single color kind of.
I would say when Legos first came out, you might find that there's basic the basic color wheel pattern Legos, but even then, I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah, the thing with Legos that I've looked into is like
you can make your own custom Legos.
You can.
What? That's awesome.
So Lego the brand is their whole thing right now. Nowadays, it's basically just the insane specifications of how they maintain the quality of the bricks and everything, putting pieces
okay.
together. Which is what they pride themselves on versus other competitors who can make pretty much the same thing. But they're not getting down to that like micrometer, accuracy of their pieces.
Bull rush.
Wow, I guess I'm the window licker. No. But like they've become sort of like Lego is like your Louis Vuitton or Versace of building block stuff. It's just you're paying a lot more for the brand and the quality of what you're having, but in terms of practical use, it's not too different. So
Okay. So you can basically 3D sculpt whatever you wanted, like a spaceship.
yeah,
Or like a D&D tower or something.
there we go. Bull Rush got it. Lego is ubiquitous like Coke.
Mm.
Like there's a lot of stuff that you can get that tastes exactly like Coke or pretty close, but it's just that special recipe that Coke has and the brand recognition that keeps them ahead of everyone else.
Gotcha.
Like you're not just paying Legos for what you're getting, you're also paying the brand name, and in some cases, of course, you're paying for the copyright and everything. Like, excuse me, when you're getting like the Star Wars Legos, or
Okay.
when they're doing these other like Lego sets that are around a certain IP.
That makes sense. Kind of like Nipplegate.
Wow.
And it was so funny the way he expressed his pain. It was very matter of fact.
Ow.
like ow. Like what? We see you leaning over a rock, like as if you're like you're just draped over this rock.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't get hurt. That it just scraped along my nipple, and I'm like,
I think I scraped my nipple with this rock from the battlefield in Gettysburg. Oh, that's funny. You're never going to live that one down, that's for sure. Nipplegate.
Can you imagine if I was some Union soldier, and then that just becomes my nickname, like
Yeah, right. Nipple. The nipple. Well, there's also another Nipplegate one we had on Modern Life John.
Oh, that's right.
He came on. He had just woken up. He turned over and turned his laptop on, so he was like half covered with his bed sheet. He didn't have any shirt on, and the YouTube algorithm thought it was a naked woman. So they saw the nipple and shut us down immediately. Closet masochists. Shit.
I'm like, this hurts. This doesn't feel good. Ow.
It didn't even sound like you're in pain. It was very matter of fact, like, oh, I'm too tired. I'll yell tomorrow. That was a fun trip, though. That was a good hike. Devil's Den hike. Oh, shit. No, almost 3 hours. What the fuck? I've noticed if I like a post on Twitter on the PC on the desktop, it doesn't add, it actually subtracts a like. So I have to go back in and tag it like 3 different times in order for the like to register. Interesting.
Jesus,
fuck?
Bull.
What?
Fucking
What's he
fucking
talking?
Rush.
Scrape my nipple harder. Does that do that to you, boy? Oh, what the fuck, man? It's crazy. It doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't do that on the mobile app. It just does on the, and only certain people. Like I just like something from Safety Doc, and he's fairly innocuous. He's pretty, his stuff isn't controversial, but I think it does it for certain people. Pardon me. Scrape my nipple harder. That's funny. Well, since this hook horror, some of the hook horror is historically purple, I can use that purple wash that I got. See how
What
that
now?
works.
Full car?
The hook horror, yeah.
How do you spell that?
Hook horror, as in the word horror film. HOOK.
Oh, hook horror.
Hook horror.
Oh, I thought you were like saying like HOKR, like Hokar or something.
Oh yeah, it's the alliteration almost with the H's.
A vulture beak, a hacker, or a cave dweller.
Yeah.
Huh.
The original. All right, so the D&D toy from the 80s was black skinned and like a purplish black skin and had yellow hooks for the hands and the beak. So I may wind up doing it that way. Go with it like an old school. He doesn't look like an old school hook horror though. That's the only problem. Which I'm not. I'm not overly fond of the configuration of him. I could go to that website and order one of the original ones.
It was thought the hook horror was distantly related to the cockroach,
Really?
despite its bird-like qualities. Citation needed.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
Like, they get really deep with these animals. Oh, here we go.
Need to stop
Hook horror
doing
from Icewind Dale 2.
that. Oh yeah, the Icewind Dale one is. Go with the Icewind Dale, the first one.
Early depictions of it.
Need a translator for. Shut up, you dirty redneck, you.
I'm not that good at the Midwestern Minnesota accent, but it comes out every now and then.
Hook whores dress. Not a hook whore. Hook horror. Trust Bulrush to jump in the chat and just shit it all up. I count on you for that. I look forward to it, Bull. You dirty bastard.
Oh, they can't see.
No, they're essentially blind, even though they do have eyes.
They have a keen sense of smell and extremely acute hearing.
Yep.
Use echolocation, much as like a bat.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Reproduction. Hook horrors reproduce by laying eggs.
They do. And apparently undressing for sailors.
Yep. In the Underdark.
Right? There's underground seas and rivers. He's drying nicely. I'll give him a straight 24 hours, and then, like I said, the next one that I do, I'll. Yeah, his eyes came out really good. I'm very pleased. I didn't make him cross-eyed, which is which is what I was worried about. Yeah, I can take some silver. I can take this this mithril silver, and then lightly go over the the upper portions of his talons to make it look there's light shining on it. And then I'll take a lighter brown on the main brown of his feathers, and then dry brush it so it's the top portion of his feathers is lighter than the underside, as it were. Likewise for his little ears and his arms. And then maybe I'll take a white for the gray on his chest for the highlighting. Do that. Yeah, this has turned out. I'm really, really happy with him. I'm back, baby. Now, the interesting one is going to be trying to get the detail on his face. And just like
What's that?
It's the fighter character from Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
With Boo the hamster on his shoulder. Like, for whatever reason, the fighter in Baldur's Gate was like a dumbass, kind of like very low intelligence. But he had a friend, like a hamster or a mouse or something that was always riding on his shoulder in the video game.
Yeah.
Called Boo. So the character would make reference to the hamster or whatever. But you can just about see it on his shoulder.
You gotta get yourself a Grat Mini with the Badger.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. Not the Badger. Thank you for reminding me about the Badger. I forgot about that. Like, have him in the sack with his head poking out of the sack.
And then if there's a way, I mean, granted, it probably would be a little more custom. I don't know if Hero Forge would do it, but like him maybe hauling around the stuffed bear.
Well, here's the deal. If you can come up with the template, or you can print it out yourself. In fact, we can have Christian Soto do that. I'll commission him. I'll commission him. Yeah.
Badger in a sack, and then him
hauling around a bear, a large brown stuffed bear on the on wheels behind.
Did you get like a wheelbarrow? I'm trying to remember how you like.
Well, I didn't. Apparently, the bear was like a part of a trap.
Right, I remember that.
It was part of a trap, and it was on wheels. It was on these wheels, like on a platform already.
So you're just wheeling them around.
So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to take him with me because he can scare other monsters." And it was like,
so I guess
a pet for me.
What makes the most sense is like the bear was on all fours, and at the bottom of its feet, it had wheels, and it was
exactly
stuffed.
Yeah.
It's probably how it was.
Do I use a magnifier? Yes, it's right there. It's part of the light. The light is magnifier. This glass is right here. I will use a magnifier for the fighter character. For close work, yes, I will absolutely use the magnifier. I have to. It just fucking kill your eyes. It's physically impossible. Even for these little Zorn creatures, I'll probably use the magnifier. I almost had to use them for the bugbear's. The bugbear's eyes, but I managed to do it all right. Yep, came out good. I like them. I like them. The best part about this wet palette is the ink or the ink. The paint will stay wet for another day or two, and I can use them tomorrow if I wish. But it's a great hobby if you want to get into it. It's relaxing. You put music on. You can do one of these streams, talk to your friends, and create. You're creating. You're bringing one of these things that it's just gray, just a sculpt, and then kind of like bring it to life. And what I'll do is when I run games for my friends, I'll use him. He'll be one of the monsters that the party encounters. So it's kind of cool. I can say, hey, I painted this. Now, I know my friends are going to go into Hero Forge. They want to get... they want to do 3D minis for their characters. So I'll probably paint them for them. Unless they want to start painting too. But if they don't, I'll go ahead and do a quick paint for them. Get the basic colors down, throw a wash on it. Give it some 3D. Yeah. When I first got into it, it was a sort of a magical playing D&D. Back when I was a youth, was a bit of a magical time for me. I have fond memories of playing.
Yeah, I came into it way late.
Better late than never, and I'll Masculine Geek will pat itself on the back for giving you the inspiration.
Yeah, except the first group of people I played with was
shit.
It was fun at first. I didn't even know what exactly was supposed to be happening. I just I was playing. Granted, so it was 5e, and I was playing this half-elf paladin, which I learned from earlier editions doesn't quite play out. But he was, I just was doing these cool things, and the DM was really accommodating, trying to make it fun. But then the other characters were very much on their own, so it wasn't. I didn't feel like I was really part of a team of us doing stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. And that D&D does stress teamwork. I mean, that's the point. That really is the point of the game.
And there's definitely for me looking at it, I know it's definitely gotten, modern day D&D is basically turned into all the theater and drama kids basically just role playing 90% of the time. Yeah. And I kind of look at it and go, I like more role-playing, but not to the point where it's the gameplay is just not there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've run games where they're collecting clues in town or a city, or even in the dungeon, but not typically in the dungeon, but in cities and towns when they're out in civilization.
Yeah,
there's been half hour to 45-minute role-playing to ferret out, to gather clues. And then they wind up getting into a fight, and another fight ensues from there. So yeah,
I like developing characters. That's what I learned from DMing. Mm-hmm. I try to encourage it, but I don't want it to be, I guess, indulgent of the characters.
Yeah,
it's just all what they're doing.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree.
And I'll stress even creativity. I'll tell them, if you want to do something and it's probably not 100% covered by the rules, or it's something or if they just said, you know what, I'm going to try to do this, and it's I don't think you can do that, but you know what, I'm going to, on the fly, come up with some ways we can roll it out to see if you can do it.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. As a DM myself, I try not to say no to things.
Yeah. Granted, it's not rolling that 20, everything goes, but...
Yeah. Exactly. My favorite is when the players are figuring things out and arguing amongst themselves on what to do. And I'm just sitting back listening. And they're engaged.
It's giving you ideas of how to
move forward. Absolutely. It's giving me ideas. And I've said this before, I have an idea in my... I sometimes make an outline, but I usually just make it up as I go.
Yeah,
and I'll listen to the characters and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that wasn't the direction I was planning on taking the characters, but I like where they're going. So I I go with what the characters are thinking, even if it's wrong from my outline. I don't care.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's drawing nicely. One more shot.
Yeah, the lighting kind of creates a bit of a silhouette,
Let's do this.
but it looks cool.
Let's see if I can. There we go. That's better. His eyes came out all right. So, yeah, next round, I'm gonna do the Hookar and maybe the fighter with his little mouse or hamster familiar. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna paint that, to be honest with you. It looks like just like a lump on his shoulder. Oh well. There's a I forget the name of it. There's a hobby shop a couple towns over from me called Westmont, the town, and they have a really good figurine. In fact, I would say the majority of the one room is nothing but figures. Warhammer, D&D. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You ever try? Have you heard about this NyQuil chicken?
Oh my god, I saw that past. That past.
I've never heard of this.
I mean, they're obviously doing that as a goof, just to do some shit on YouTube or Twitter to get
Like,
views.
have you heard of people having NyQuil chicken?
No, somebody just made that shit up and like, oh, I'm gonna put this on. Look, on TikTok. I'm gonna be a big TikToker.
And then FDA comes out like, oh, don't worry, guys. The FDA is keeping us safe from NyQuil chicken.
Hey,
I mean, at least it's safer than.
You want to make NyQuil chicken and kill yourself? Go. I support you 100%.
I mean, would it really kill you though, or you're just gonna have some chicken and fall asleep, right?
It's like just wait for Thanksgiving and the tryptophan and the turkey.
Yeah.
Have someone else cook that shit for you.
It's like at least it's better than eating Tide Pods, right?
Tide Pods will fucking kill you. I mean, yeah, the amount of I mean, who knows what happens to the NyQuil after you bake it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? I have no idea. I'm just surprised it wasn't NyQuil avocado. Yeah, right? Fucking millennials and Zoomers. Well, I think that some of the Zoomers are a lot more savvy than the millennials. All right, you bastards. It's been a pleasure talking and chatting with you and meeting some new people. And thank you for joining us and hanging out with us as I paint the bugbear. Like I said, I'll save the dry brush. I'm gonna let him dry and save the dry brushing for next round, and we're gonna finish bringing him to life. And we'll go on to the Hookar. He should be fairly well. He's got some detail on his face, on his fucking. Oh yeah, his fucking eyeballs are gonna be a pain in the ass. Bring him to life. Let's see. We're returning guest Brian M. Bowden this Wednesday, 9 o'clock, the usual MS Going Geek Eastern time zone time, 9 p.m. He is a cryptozoologist, a paranormal investigator, and monster hunter. I think he's been on the Discovery Channel several times and published a few books. Anyway, I've been in contact with him. And we're going to discuss government conspiracy theories, the Montauk Project, the Philadelphia Experiment, and several other things. So that will be this Wednesday. The following Wednesday, going into October, will be the next D&D game featuring Rollo Tomasi as the Dungeon Master.
Cool.
Indeed. So All right, Bacon. I know no one. You don't want anyone to find you. Nice. I want to ask him if you ever heard
Mr.
about
Bacon?
Women in Black. I heard something about them in another podcast.
You just called me Bacon.
You what?
You called
Did
me
I quit?
Bacon again.
You know why? Because I was looking at Bacon's thing.
Yeah.
Your new name is Bacon, and Bacon is now Amos. So I know Amos does not want his shit out there, so we're not going to ask him anything. I have no idea about Women in Black. My Women in Black are a different story. So
Like Men in Black, but the woke edition of it. Like so,
apparently,
even the conspiracy theories are going woke.
right? You can't get away from it. It's fucking everywhere. Well done, Amos. Well done.
They even got inclusion all
In fucking conspiracy government. Yeah, they're like, we gotta include them. We gotta include them.
I mean, really, 9/11 was planned by women. See?
Are you kidding me? Please. Oh shit! All right, everyone, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you for joining us, as always. You can find me over on masculinegeek.life. Go join up. Go check it out. Send me a message. And until next time, enjoy your weekends. You have one more comment? That's what I'm guessing. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So enjoy your weekend, the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you all Wednesday. So, there you go.